Good morning, everybody. I'm just starting my walk this morning. It's, what the heck day is it? Saturday morning, February 3rd, 2024. It's a little quieter this morning, so I don't feel quite as weird recording myself. But I just wanted to check in, let you know that I am walking. I know sometimes it doesn't look like I am, but man, what a gorgeous morning here. In the Tri-Cities of Washington. I'm down this morning at Columbia Point. So I'm walking along the river. I've started off down by, Lulu's, the boat ramp at Columbia Point, where they got these cruise ships. The water to wine cruises ships are. Look at how amazing that is this morning. Yeah, I wanted to give you a couple updates of what's coming up tomorrow, hopefully, with YouTube's permission. I'm going to try a live, and if not, I'll save it for another day. But I've been building a live stream studio, which I guess is something you have to do when you're going to do a live video. Oh, Bud's Broiler. I like that place. I used to eat there. Not so much anymore. But I guess when you're going to do a live stream, you have to put a lot more planning into it. I was hoping it was just something I could go do and not have to deal with all the editing afterwards. But there's a lot of front work on a live. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Some of the key things I'm going to talk about in the live is I got 5 segments. I'll probably only remember 2 or 3 of them here. One of them is just an update, kind of a recap on my situation, how I got here, why I'm doing this. And then segment 2, I don't remember. Segment 3, I don't remember. One of them is going to be a Q&A. And number 4 is going to be a Q&A. And number 5 is going to be talk about what I'm talking about right now. But probably better form because I'll be sitting down. Future of the podcast and the live streaming. So quick heads up. I do have an interview scheduled for a week from today. I'll be doing an interview with Dr. Gary Brown. I'm looking forward to that. We chatted the other night, and he was one of my radiation oncologists while my main one, Dr. Lewenda, was out for a little bit. And so Dr. Gary Brown stepped in, and I think we tripled the appointment time. Like, I was supposed to sit down with him for 20 minutes, and I think we talked for 40 minutes. Just fantastic to talk with. We chatted the other night and talked about what are some possible topics and stuff, and it's tough when you're a doctor coming onto a show like this, because you can't give or be perceived to give medical advice. So know that in the interview, we're going to talk about things, but he can't say with any medical authority, hey, here's what you go do. So just be aware of that. What we decided we'd talk about is the history of radiation oncology. He knows so many people. He personally knows people that were involved in the history of radiation oncology, and it's so cool. So I won't do any more spoilers on that. I'm gonna let him talk about that. I'm already looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a great video. And here's that moment. Man, just complete loss of my train of thought. I don't know what to do about those. Just gone. How was I talking? Oh, the future. It comes back slowly, so it's like it's like my brain goes on pause. The future. So in the future, I don't know if I'm going to have regularly scheduled ones. I mean, I know that would be great to do a regularly scheduled live. So if you do have questions, you can pop in. And this is so beautiful here. Geese are going. Nobody else is walking. Nobody else out here hearing me huff and puff. Future of, yeah, so I don't know how scheduled those are going to be. Maybe every Saturday morning. Maybe I do that. That might work. If that's, if it goes well. It's going to be a disaster. I have no idea what I'm doing. So, be prepared for that. But I was watching a Think Media how to do live streams video, and they had great advice. They said start earlier than later. Don't wait until you think you know what you're doing, because then you have a big subscriber base, a lot of people listening, and you're going to make mistakes and you're going to screw it up. Said make your mistakes while you got 2 people watching you, because that's easier to recover from. So I love that. So whoever you 2 out there are that's going to be listening to my live stream, if anybody, I'd be surprised. But well, speaking of the channel, I looked at the stats this morning, and since I went live, since I started this channel on August 30th, we've had 73,300 and something views. That's a lot of engagement. That's a lot of spreading awareness, and that's important. That's huge for letting people know about prostate cancer and spreading the awareness of prostate cancer, and saying, hey, there's stuff out there you should have known that nobody's talking about, and here's a book, here's a channel, go watch these. So, oh, and there's my back starting just to tighten up now. Keep going, it gets better, right? It gets better after worse for those of you Navy types. But yeah, so the future of the channel, I'm going to keep doing episodes. I'm still doing interviews. I know there's been a little bit of a pause, but I've got one lined up for next Saturday. I don't know that I'm doing a full episode this weekend. I might just upload this and call it good for the week. Next week is midterms for the college classes I teach, and well, I've only got one midterm halfway developed so far, so I got to work on those. Man, this is beautiful. But so I think that's what I'm going to spend my weekend doing, working on those. And then next week is midterms. I've got the interview Saturday. And then, yeah, I gotta get another couple interviews scheduled. I gotta figure out another couple episodes where I'm just babbling at you like this. So what am I gonna cover? Something I was looking up this morning. I'm hungry all the time. And when I say I'm hungry all the time, like, I used to smoke, and there was that, when I first quit, there was that nuisance feeling, and then that urge, and then there was a you know, the longer I went without it, the stronger it became. It overtook me, and I had to power through all that to get past those urges. And it's doable for those of you trying to quit smoking. It is doable. But hunger, holy cow, I am hungry all the time. I was talking with a friend at work about that, and I put something he said, I tied it back to one of my experiences. So he had recently done some surgery and was put under for the surgery, and one of the possible side effects of being put under is, for a small percent of the population, you lose your hunger feeling. And that happened for him. And he was talking about, he's like, is this what normal people feel like? I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, I'm always hungry. For my whole life, I've always been hungry. I'm like, yeah, I think it's that way for everybody. He goes, no. He says, there are people out there that aren't hungry all the time, that eat a little bit, eat a little more, feel full, stop eating, and aren't hungry until they're hungry again. I'm like, yeah, I hear those words, but I don't think that's how it works. And we talked through it, and I'm like, it finally hit me that my always feeling hungry may be abnormal. And I was thinking back to my treatment. I want to go get my spine irradiated again because I shed so much weight when I was at the doctor getting the radiation to my spine. After the 5 doses to my L1, because it's when they dose your spine, it's a higher radiation level, and so after that, after those 5 doses, some of my symptoms, one of my main symptoms was I just wasn't hungry anymore, and that lasted for a month and a half, and then I started getting ravishingly hungry again, and that's weird. Like, what did the radiation do to my stomach that made me not feel hungry? And can I go do that again? Because when you're on Zytiga with prednisone, the prednisone raises your cortisol levels and, well, keeps them normal, supposedly. Because the Zytiga, because it's an androgen blocker, it's blocking more than just testosterone. And so your cortisol levels drop off. Because your cortisol is tied to a hormone, one of the androgens. And so you have to get, I might need to just take a break here. You have to get, losing my train of thought again. You have to take the prednisone to re-raise your cortisol levels so that your body operates normally. Without the prednisone, what does it do? Oh, it can cause permanent, possibly life-threatening damage. It can cause heart issues, liver issues, if you're just taking Zytiga. They did some trials where people were taking no prednisone with Zytiga, and some where they were taking half doses. And I unintentionally gave myself a trial where I was doing the half doses of prednisone, because I knew when I was taking the full doses I got hungrier, and I don't like being hungry. I loved that feeling of not being hungry, and it was new. That was new for me, and yeah. So I lowered my prednisone. I was cutting my pills in half, and I was having other side effects. And I was told my radiation, not radiation oncologist, my medical oncologist, the one that does my drugs, about that. And they were like, no, stop. You have no idea what you're doing. I'm like, oh yeah, true, I'm not a doctor. And so I went back up to the full doses. I started feeling better, but I'm back to just being ravishingly hungry all the time. Oh, I forgot what started me down that path. But I've been babbling too long anyway. It's a gorgeous morning. I hope you enjoyed some of the scenery here. Some of the geese through the trees. You probably can't see those. Hear them honking. Yeah. What a gorgeous morning. And anyway, I'm going to sign off. I could babble all day if you let me. So I think I'm hitting a turnaround point up here. And hopefully I can make it back once my back starts tightening up. So, but I'm going to walk up here to this bench, show you the geese. Because geese are cool. They're messy. I'm surprised there's not a bunch of goose poop, almost said geese poop, on this trail. See if I can get those. They're just chilling down there. What a morning. What a morning. All right. I'll take care. I love you all.